Gotta make sure I get the arms right. It's important to get the right flow in the arms. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Scale News. This week hosted by yours truly. If you're not familiar with the show, it's where we talk about, or usually Josh yaps about, all of the things that have happened in the Scale RC world for the previous week. So this week, he's traveling. I decided to give him a hand and do the news for him. This will probably be the most viewed Scale News of all time ever. Always happy to help you out. Let's get right into the show. Fortunately for everyone who doesn't care about the Tamiya Dancing Rider, there is no news this week. Josh, I'm sure, is very disappointed, but the rest of us are thrilled that we don't have to hear about that darn thing one more time in the Scale News. This week, Proline announced that they will be doing a line of polycarbonate paints for Lexan bodies. This is the flexible style of paint that adheres well to Lexan, and they've got a full range of colors launched. There is a phase 2 with more colors and more effects coming. These are pre-thinned for airbrushing. They're not a spray paint, but they're designed to be used in an airbrush, giving you a lot more control over the flow and how that paint gets laid down. I'm very curious about checking those out, and I will probably pick up a set to do my next Lexan project. I'll make sure that Josh puts a link in the description below where you can pick up those Proline paints and find out more about what they're going to be offering. I think it's great to see Proline add this to their product catalog. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the products they already make. This naturally should be another addition to their excellent lineup. I was going to wear an orange shirt today for the Scale News to make it as close to the original as possible, but I don't actually own any shirts that ugly. It was announced also this week that Redcat was going to price the Gen 8 at a very reasonable $300. That, to me, sounds substantially lower than the competition for what they'll be including. I'm not sure if that's electronics or a kit-based Gen 8, but that number is pretty competitive. I have to believe that that $299 or $300 price point for the Gen 8 has to be for a kit. I can't see them including electronics for that price point, especially considering the amount of design and new molds and new manufacturing that goes into designing a whole new product from the ground up. I'm curious to see how that truck performs at that price point. That's pretty interesting news. We have to interrupt this episode of the Scale News Update. We've got substantiated evidence to prove that Josh smells. And I'm sure by now you've seen all of the devastation caused by the ravaging wildfire in California known as Camp Fire. A lot of people have lost their lives, a lot of people have lost their homes and their livelihood. Amain is one of those companies that has been very, very affected by this fire. A lot of their employees lived in the area, have lost their homes, have lost everything, and we need to make sure that as a community we step up and help Amain and its employees the best that we can. And the best, fastest, easiest way for you to do that is to donate through their GoFundMe. I'll make sure Josh puts a link in the description below. It goes without saying that the RC community is one that is always one to step up. So let's make sure that we do everything we can to help those folks that are less fortunate than us and that have been ravaged by this horrible fire. Now that we've covered all the news for this week, let's get into some questions. I pulled these questions directly from Josh's Facebook page, and these are all very Canadian specific or Scale Builders Guild specific questions. So let's see what we can answer this week. The first question is, how did I get the other brand wheels / tires to fit on the RC 4-wheel drive Desert Runner? Requires a little bit of modifying. There is a stub axle on there, and it is a pin that holds that brake assembly from the Hero on there. Once you pry that off, you will have to drill out hex or find a slightly wider hex. It's just over 4 millimeters, so I just drilled out which ones I had, and then boom, hex mount, any tire and wheel combination will go on there without trouble. What are my thoughts on the Capo JK Max? Stay away from anything Capo. I find that it's just over-engineered, heavy, and more of a model than it is an RC or scaler or crawler or whatever you want to do. I know that they look nice, but for the money you're paying, I think you could probably do a lot better with a lot less. A Redcat Gen 8, what are my thoughts on it? Well, I don't have one. I've never owned a Redcat. Seeing that this is an all-new design, I think it's probably worthy of doing a review and checking it out. So I'm sure that both Josh and I will do that in the upcoming months. Challenge you to the Fix Enduro 2019. Will you accept? Well, I've never been to a Fix Enduro event. I've run a couple of the Ultra events, so I'm sure I could handle it. Am I going to break any records? Probably not. But is it worth a try? Why not? What's my favorite rig for the trail? Well, currently my favorite rig for the trail is the Vanquish VS410. I just love that everything comes out of the box, ready to go, upgraded to the max. And it's just a great platform. Works really well and has not let me down. Links come in many different metals/alloys. That being said, what do you prefer? And do you like to add the extra I in aluminium? Well, I'm not from the UK, so I say aluminum, but I would say that aluminum or titanium or even just good old-fashioned stainless steel links work great. What kit should I buy? What tires should I run? What motor and ESC should I use? And what color should I paint the body? Should I run 2 or 3S? What weight shot oil should I use? And should I star cut the foams? Man, that's a lot of very, very specific questions. So let me see if I can answer them all here for you. What kit should I buy? Yes. What tires should I run? Maybe. What motor and ESC? Definitely. What color? Purple. Should I run 2 or 3S? Why not just go 6S? What weight shock oil? 10,000. Should I star cut the foams? I prefer to moon cut the foams. So, I think that'll do it for this week. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you so much, Josh, for letting me help you out this week, and I hope that I didn't let you down. There's been a lot of fake news this week, so make sure that you follow up on anything by doing your research and following all the links in the descriptions below. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.
I'm Ron Burgundy,